Here is a video of my new toy. It is a 1995 Volkswagen Cabrio. I bought it from the original owner, and it has 34,000. Sorry, I'm getting used to the clutch. 34,750.
In a quarter mile, merge onto I-70 East.
It is on the original timing belt, so I'm going to just take it easy. It was garage kept. Hasn't been driven more than a few hundred miles in the past several years. So it's going to be an interesting trip. So it's kind of partially a will it make it home kind of deal. Right,
continue on I-70 East for 113 miles.
Merge on the highway here. Just gradually build up to speed. Let's see. See if the cruise works. I don't think the cruise is working. Let's see, set. Yeah, no cruise. That's okay. Probably hasn't been used in a long time. I'll have to see if I can figure out, like maybe it's a fuse or something. Kind of want to keep it under 70, under 3,000 RPMs with the original timing belt, but it rides nice and smooth. I'm going to stop and check probably here after about 10 miles. I've got about 120 miles to go to get home. I'll just take my time, take it easy, and enjoy my new toy. I'll be doing more videos on this, but it's kind of a unicorn too. It is the GLX trim, so it's got the leather and the premium sound system. The air conditioner works. The leather still smells nice. It just smells like old leather in here. It actually has ABS, so this is the first year of this body style. The dash is nice, the top is nice. Never had any paint work or anything like that. Only got a couple door dings and one scratch on the rear bumper. Other than that, super beautiful car. Probably just a quick wash and wax and it'll look nice and new. I don't know if you can see the color from here. It's called violet something or other. It's like gray with a hint of violet. So, but yeah, this was an unexpected purchase. It just popped up and I just happened to jump on it. I was the first to call. It was a good price. I paid $77.50 for it, which, given the condition and the fact that it's one owner, is kind of a steal. So anyway, I'll probably patch together some more videos as I make my trip. So just drove the first, I don't know, 10 miles or so. Let's go ahead and do a little walk around and we'll take a peek under the hood. Make sure nothing is gushing out. Do the walk around so you can see the car. It's absolutely gorgeous. Got my little temp tag there. The paint is all original and it's still super soft. All the rubber trim is great. I have no idea how to open the hood. Maybe on this side somewhere. This might actually have to stop the video to figure this one out. There we go. Nothing is gushing out. Slightly low on coolant. Good on brake fluid. Running fine. Temperature is good. Close this. Headlights are still nice and clear. I think just a good wax job will have this thing looking awesome. Maybe a little bit of light cleaning on the top. That's basically all this thing needs. Nice exhaust snoop. Alright, that's the quick tour. Alright, here's another little add-on video. So I learned how to set the clock. It's kind of interesting. It's that recessed button there. You kind of have to stick your fingernail in there. So if you push the button, it does the hours. And if you hold the button, it does the minutes. Kind of interesting. But I got that set probably about 25-ish miles into the trip. So far uneventful. The temperature is holding well. I am gradually drifting my speed up a little bit. I have been keeping it under 75, but we're holding about 3,000 RPMs there. Coming along pretty smooth, as you can imagine. Going this speed, other than some of the big rig trucks that are limited on speed, even those are passing me, but I'm just kind of hugging the right side, giving this old car a break. It seriously probably has never seen highway driving like this, and if it ever has, it would have been, oh my gosh, at least 10 or 15 years according to the previous owners. Really nice folks that I bought the car from. The lady was kind of sad to see it go, but they just said it's time. I can't personally imagine owning a car for 30 years. That's just kind of nuts to me. Longest I've ever owned a car is like 5.5 years, and only 1 or 2 cars I've owned that long. Other than that, it's typically like a few weeks that I own a car, maybe a few months, and once in a while a year or two. Boy, the AC is absolutely ice cold on this. Works so well. So much of this car is original. He said that the car probably has about 3 years on the oil and very few miles. So we're at 34,775. I'm gonna have to look back through the records and see, but I would guess it was still at 34,000 maybe 15 years ago. So and when I got underneath it, there were some spider webs under there, so it definitely had spent some considerable sitting time in the garage. But underneath the spider webs was no rust, fresh paint, very clean. I mean, I'm sure just a light cleaning underneath is going to have this thing looking like brand new. It doesn't do the best job in the world of blocking sounds, as you could hear as that truck passed. But yeah, I think as long as I just hug the right lane, I'm sure people are going to want to mow me over going 70. But hey, that's okay. At least I'm able to keep up with the speed limit without worrying too much about it. Another interesting thing that I saw for the first time, and I'm actually going to look more into this because I have a car I want to store, is it was very expensive, like $6 a gallon, But I found a gas station that has 100% gasoline. So it's kind of funny. The difference between 10% ethanol and 100% gasoline was like $2.50 a gallon. But I thought this car might be happy with that. Another thing I'm going to do is get a can of Chevron Techron and run that through. These old cars, especially German cars, seem to really like that. Clean everything out. I'm sure this drive on the highway, even without hard acceleration, is going to do a lot to cleaning everything up. But yeah, I'm just, in an old car like this, when you're driving it for the first time, I always love the YouTube videos of the will it run and drive X number of miles. So now I'm getting to do my own. It's a little different than a lot of the other ones where people actually have to fix the cars on the spot. This one I pretty much just hopped in and plopped it on the highway. But nonetheless, that doesn't take away from the excitement factor and the cool factor of doing something like this. And yeah, just the experience. It's almost like going back in time, especially with the 34,000 miles. And, driving a car that's 2 or 3 years old. It certainly looks like it's only 2 or 3 years old. I mean, it's just pristine. The dash, the interior panels, everything like that, all quite pristine. It's funny, here's that truck that flew past me before. I guess with that heavy load, he's not got a lot of power going up hills. We'll just stick back here. This will be fine, because I'm sure once we level out, he'll pick up some speed. I've tried the cruise a few times, not had any luck with it. Apparently this has a CD changer. It must be in the trunk. I'll have to figure out how to get that loaded up. I did get the radio to turn on. I don't know much about the premium audio, but it sounded pretty good. Pretty decent bass. I don't know if it has any subwoofers or anything like that. And this car has like power everything. It's got power mirrors, power windows. Not sure if the door, I think the door locks might be power. I have to study all that. Well, here's something that might be power door locks. Not sure what the blank buttons are. You can see the AC light is on. And I'll look through it and see if they've ever had to like have the AC recharged or anything like that. It'll be fun to look through the records. I know they did brakes, tires, and exhaust system at one point. Other than that, I guess this car hasn't really needed that much due to the low miles. And, well, these are pretty good cars, from what I understand. Some Volkswagens of this era were a little hit or miss. But I think these with this 2.0 liter engine, I think they're pretty bulletproof. I think this is a pretty reliable car. Most likely I'm going to sell this, and I actually think it's going to make somebody a really good car. Now, normally I fix the cars up, bring maintenance up to date and stuff like that. I may do some of that to this car, but I actually don't think it really needs any of that. I think it's pretty much turnkey, and pass it on to a new owner. I hate to use the word flip, but I mean, I guess if you put it that way, that's probably what I'm doing here. But that's okay. I'm going to enjoy the car for a while. My initial drive, like I mentioned earlier, is a couple hours. So I'm really going to get a good feel for the car right off the bat, just on the initial drive. I mean, it's a really cool experience driving this thing, especially with the stick shift. If this had an automatic, even with the low miles, I probably wouldn't have even looked twice at it. But yeah, the stick shift, and they did not have it advertised as a GLX, and I don't know these that well. Now I figured out from doing a little research on these that it is a GLX. Now I don't know what all that gives you. Probably the ABS and the power stuff and the leather. It's got a leather wrapped steering wheel, which is in really nice shape. And I don't know what else comes as part of the GLX package. Maybe some of that is leather right there. Probably just needs a little very light cleaning. I don't know if the Cruise is part of the GLX package or whatever. If you know anything about these and you have some information, let me know. I do have the window sticker, so I can see what all is standard and optional. And I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but this car stickered somewhere 24,000, which is like almost $50,000 in today's dollars. So this was not a cheap car, not even close. I mean, you know, something like this with a convertible today, you know, I guess the closest competitor might be like a Mini Cooper, and I think a top trim level one of those. I don't know, they do maybe probably get into the 40s. I think they start out at like 38, so if you get the top trim level, 45. So I guess, yeah, this is kind of on par for what that would be. Not a whole lot of competitors. This really wouldn't compete with a Miata, and those are mid-30s, close to 40. So I mean, I guess, yeah, convertibles really aren't that cheap. All right, anyway, I've rambled quite a bit. Call it for now, and I'll do another follow-up video as I get closer to home. Thought I would do a mid-trip update. So I'm about 75 miles in. Temperature is still holding. You can see the fuel gauge works. It's just now starting to drop off of full. I filled it up. Took about 9 gallons. I don't know, 50, 60 miles ago, something like that. So I'm probably getting 30 miles to the gallon, maybe a little better. I'm driving, again, pretty conservative. I did touch 75 miles an hour a couple times. The noise level is about what I expected. It's not bad for a convertible. I just call it moderate. You would probably have to speak up a little bit to have a conversation with somebody, but it's not like, see, I'm not like getting fatigued from the drive. The seat is actually pretty comfortable, and I'm very sensitive to different seats in cars. In fact, there's been several cars I've not bought because I loved the car, but otherwise didn't like the seat, to the point where sitting in it for 2 or 3 minutes made my back start hurting. So this one, I actually didn't care about seat comfort because, again, I'm probably just going to sell this car. Don't know yet. Jury's out on that. I put in the radio code. They gave me the radio code because the radio said safe, and you push and hold the mode and scan button, and then it displays 4 digits, and then you use the 1, 2, 3, and 4 buttons to cycle through the numbers to enter the code, and then you hit the mode and scan buttons and hold them again, and and then the radio comes on. It was a little, I'm guessing that hasn't been worked in years, and it was a little like iffy with some of the speakers not wanting to kick in. But I just kept moving the knobs around, and you know, you hear that sound when the contacts aren't that great. And after a while, it kicked in, and then I had all the speakers. So there's no blown speakers or anything. It was just lack of use. The other thing I noticed, I was trying to adjust the driver's side mirror in this button here. I don't know if you can see that or not. I can't really look. But this left button is kind of stuck out. So I guess those buttons probably need to be worked a little bit to get that working again. The right mirror did work. I was able to get that one going, but I'm not passing anybody, so I don't really need the right mirror. I've just been hanging behind this truck the whole time. He does 60, 65 up the hills and 70, 75 down the hills, so I'm just kind of drafting him a little bit. And I'm guessing this is the first new fuel this car has seen in probably years as well. So fortunately it was on the red when I got it, and holy cow, diesel's cheaper than unleaded there by like 30 cents. Or no, at that place it's not. The other place it is. But still, it's kind of interesting. And as usual, I lose my train of thought. But yeah, I filled it up, and getting some fresh fuel cycling through. I probably will go ahead and do an oil change just to get that 3-year-old oil out of there. I think it's a nice touch when you're selling a car, if you can say that was done. I'm going to look into maybe changing the brake fluid and coolant as well. It just depends. I do like to bring all that stuff up to date, regardless of whether I'm keeping or selling the car. Sometimes I just let the next owner do all that. We'll see. When I sold recently my S550, I did brake fluid and coolant on that. The S550 had green coolant in it, and that melted my brain. I did like 5 flushes to get that all out of there and put in the right coolant. And I have no idea what this one takes. The coolant in the bottle is a little dark. So I'm guessing if I do this one, I probably need to do a complete flush as well. And when I say flush, I just mean drain, refill with water, run, drain, refill with water, run, turn the heater on, that kind of stuff. Just to get all the old coolant out of there. The guy told me they did a couple coolant flushes throughout the year, so it's not original coolant, which is nice, but I'm guessing it's also not very new either. So with any extended use, it's definitely gonna need to have that kind of stuff done. I don't know if you can see my hand vibrating a little bit. We got a slightly out of balance tire going on. Nothing too bad. But man, yeah, this is a cruiser. This turnkey. Yeah, buy the car that was kind of in a slumber for years, and not necessarily a cross-country drive, but yeah, pretty extensive drive, and super fun. Really enjoying it. Just, you know, part of it is not being in a hurry, just enjoying the road, enjoying the sensations of a 1995 Volkswagen Cabrio. And I can't remember if I said this on my other video or on the other parts of this video, but this is the last, so it's the first year of this body style, but also the last year these were built in Germany. So I think that is going to add to the collectability. Well, this woman better get off my butt. I don't know why she thinks she can go through me. There is a passing lane. She's backed off a little bit, but I don't know what her deal is. Finally, she's getting around me. I mean, there's a passing lane for a reason, people. Anyway, that's the latest update. 83 miles in. This is probably going to be a really long video that I'm guessing extremely few people are actually going to watch. I think probably as boring as all get out. All the dislikes on my videos indicate that, and that's okay. I do them for me. And if you just happen to like what I'm saying and find it interesting, you are a rare breed, and I appreciate you. And thank you. There are weird people out there like me who like what I have to say. I am definitely not for everybody. But, you know, I kind of live in my own little world. I enjoy it. I always march off the beaten path. And the cars give me a lot of solace, a lot of comfort, a lot of just zen. Driving out on the open road like this, especially in something that's new to me, that I've never driven before, like this one. And the first drive of an old car is always very exciting. And, you know, you got the will it, make it factor and everything. And it's kind of funny, that woman that was on my tail, she's doing the same thing to the truck right now. You can see she's probably like just a few feet from that truck. I don't know what her deal is. I don't think she does either. There we go. She's getting off. Making the highway safer. I'm getting ready to be passed here, so we'll just kind of drift back a little bit. Let everybody that's in a hurry pass. Well, I can see why a truck driver would be kind of in a hurry. I am smelling a little bit of oil. I should probably pull over and give a quick check under the hood, because I actually have been driving at least an hour solid. So I'm going to probably grab the next exit, pop the hood, take a quick look. I'll show it on the video.